So before we get started, tell us a bit about your job and the type of work you have to do.
Okay, well, the job I do, I founded a company back in 2001 called Catchy, and it's what it does is it provides what's called software as a service to vehicle fleet management and leasing people or clients, and the clients range from big corporate clients down to startup companies. So there's a whole range of different company sizes that we deal with, and I'm the technical director. So I lead the technical direction of the company, make sure that we keep up to date with all the changing technologies and various other things. And I spend a lot of time managing other people as well, and I still write software, which is my passion. Yeah. So that's it.
Great. So tell us how you got started in your business and what your inspiration to create this small business was.
Well, back in the 90s, a long time ago, I was programming for a company. I was an employee in doing this line of work, and I saw there was a technology that was rising at the time, and that's called the internet. And I saw the internet was going to provide a new way of writing software and delivering software to people. It was an opportunity coming, but no one in the world, or practically no one, was actually writing business software that they delivered through the internet. And some of that was because it was brand new, and others because internet speeds were slow and things like that. But I had a hunch, and I knew that this was what was going to happen. So I always wanted to be my own boss, and I had a great idea to write fleet management leasing software, and build that on the internet, and build up a business like that. So yeah, so that was it really. And I wanted to. I saw it as a way of getting financial security and all that kind of stuff, which is what people are interested in.
So what are the threats and opportunities in your business?
Okay, well, the main threat is falling behind in technology, because as we all know, it's moving very rapidly. And when we started the business, we were very nimble, because when you start a company, you don't have all the baggage that a big company has. So you can make changes and adapt very quickly. But we've been going for 13 years. And we have a lot of clients, and we have big commitments to those clients, and they don't like to change things. So it's very difficult to bring in new and disruptive things, which is what we need to do, because the main threat is that a small company like we were 12 years ago will come along with the latest and greatest technology, and then take our business away from us. So we've got to keep up with that.
So what kind of things do you enjoy in your business, and why do you enjoy them?
Well, first and foremost, I enjoy the art of software programming. I mean, that's why I've been doing it for 30 years, and I still enjoy it every day. But I like now building complex systems with a team of people. I also like to work with other people that share my passion in writing software. So that's been great. And also just making a living out of something you enjoy is a great place to be. So so I think a lot of people would agree with that. So that's it.
What are the highs and lows in your business?
Yeah, well, a high would be, as I said, working with teams of people to produce some really high quality complex systems. So that's fantastic. And another would be, when we're able to deliver big projects on time and on budget. That's very rewarding for everyone involved. So that's a great thing. And lows would be things like receiving system-generated text messages at 3 in the morning, which I have to get up out of bed to go and fix broken systems. That's not much fun.
No.
And also, to switch off, because when you run your own business, it's a huge commitment, and it takes up a lot of your time, and so one of the downsides is getting the work-life balance right, and that's a difficult thing. So
yeah. So would you recommend this business to others, or why not?
I would only recommend it if they were extremely passionate about computer programming, if we're just talking about what I do, and they'd have to be incredibly determined because it's an enormous undertaking, and the Australian marketplace isn't very big, and you have to write systems that compete with people writing in the United States and in Europe, where the market's much bigger. There's a lot more profit and money to make in there. So you're really now in the global economy. You're competing with all those people as well. So you have to be a bit crazy to do it.
Does the government impact your business? If so, why?
Yes, the government it impacts our business directly and indirectly. Indirectly, for example, and this is through making business and tax laws that affect our business, particularly. Like in 2013, last year, they decided to bring in a change to it's what's called the fringe benefit tax, and that actually put a few of our clients out of business. Other of our clients had to lose 30% of their staff, for example. So this is the government introducing a tax which actually disrupts the whole fleet leasing marketplace, and obviously we indirectly get hit by that. And then, directly, they can make changes to the corporations tax and things like the payroll tax, and they can also introduce laws about what employers and employees need to do with each other. So they're always, those sort of things do have an impact on the business, but
where will you be taking your business in the future?
We're going to just continue to grow the business organically, meaning we're not going to go and try and buy other businesses or anything like that. We're just going to continue building our own thing and getting as many new clients as we can. And if we run out of Australian clients, then we'll go and try and find people to work with in other countries and sell the product over there. So that's probably our long-term strategy.
Do you have any issues employing other staff? If so, what are they?
Basically, there are two things. When you're hiring staff, are they going to do a good job, and will they fit in with your culture and get on with the people that are already there? Those are the two sort of basic things. And there's no shortage of applicants for positions when we advertise, but it's a long and tedious process to go through hundreds of CVs and then do the interviews and all that kind of stuff. So I think we've been quite successful, but it is a challenge to get the right staff, and they are critical to the success of the business. So it's a big issue for businesses.
Do you enjoy being your own boss? If so, why?
Yep, most of the time. So yes, I like to be independent. You can't fire yourself, which is very nice. So I like that aspect. Having the chance to shape your own future, and a financial reward. It's if things go well, you end up doing well out of it. So, but it's a lot of responsibility, and at heart, I'm passionate about software development. I'm not so passionate about building companies, but fortunately I've got a business partner, and he likes that kind of thing, that side of things, so he focuses on that, and I focus on the technical So that's how we are, yeah.
Yeah. How much time and effort do you put into your business?
Far too much. Yeah, lots. Yeah, especially in the early years back in 2001, when it was just me. I had to do everything, including making the cups of tea. But as when you go into business and you start employing people, the whole aim is to delegate work away and get other people to do all the work. So my goal is to make myself completely redundant, so I can sit back and the business can run itself. So that's the aim. Yeah, but no, I'm still probably work more hours than the average person. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah. So tell us, what is your normal day?
It's quite boring. A lot of reading of email, replying to emails. There's usually at least a couple of meetings every day. Some of these, you have to go to, to say Sydney, and others you do by teleconference, so there's a lot of meetings going on. And I do a lot of mentoring of our existing technical staff and assisting them with issues and problems. And there's also still, I'm very hands-on with some areas, operational areas, running the systems and helping to run them. So yeah, so it's quite a mixed bag. And occasionally I even write software still. So yeah.
How much work do you do outside your business?
Well, as little as possible, but in this day with mobile phones and email, it's very difficult to switch off, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
When I'm not at work. Yeah. I mean, the difference is that when I started the company, everyone agreed to work from home offices. And when you work from a home office, of course, you're just down the road from the kitchen, and the TV's out there and all this kind of thing. So you can get distracted. In more recent years, we've got an office, and we spend some of our time at home and some of our time in the office. But yeah, getting that balance when you're at home, if you're working during the day and then switching off can be very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I suppose I work quite a bit out of normal hours. Yeah.
How do you finance your business?
It's always been self-financing, because back in 2001, one of the other key factors in starting the business was the rise of this thing called open source software. And open source software is written by enthusiasts, really, and they just release it into the public domain and share it over the internet. And it's really for passionate enthusiasts, and they've built these amazing pieces of software out there, and they're all free to change, so you can get the source code and change it, and they're also just free, you don't have to pay for it. So I was able to pull together all of these free pieces of software as a platform to build the business application on. So there were no upfront costs, really. And I had to host it on the internet, but the hosting costs were very low, and as I said, we worked from home, so there were no office costs or anything like that, and there were no other staff, there was one rapidly joined who was my business partner, because I found the business guy. But yeah, so basically we never had to borrow any money, and ever since it's just been self-funding. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the risks in your business?
As I said before, it's falling behind in the changing technology. Keeping up to date with everything, and as I said, as the business grows, it lumbers along. It starts to move a lot more slowly. It's the ability to sort of keep the nimbleness of the small company, but the success of the large company too. So that's the main risk is that we're going to get stuck, and not be able to be as competitive, with other businesses, new startups, and maintaining the quality of what we do, by employing the right staff, so keeping our customers happy. because if you get the wrong staff in there and they start to upset customers or not deliver the service very well, it's very quick for you to lose your reputation and your name. So and we don't do hardly any marketing. We don't have a marketing budget, so we don't go out and try and do TV adverts or anything like that. Most of in fact, pretty much all of our business comes through word of mouth. It's one person perhaps leaving one company, moving to another, and saying, "Oh, we had a great system back at that company there. It was called this. Why don't you contact them? This kind of stuff." So word of mouth.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you so much, Greg.
You're welcome.